Hello, everybody. Welcome back to. I was about to say the revival, but we all know that that has been and gone. Brazil is where I should be saying welcome back to, and welcome specifically back to the derby game, the biggest game of the season, bar none. It's Gremio versus Inter. It's an away match, so that's super difficult in comparison to other games. And Gremio is one of the few teams that have beaten us in our time in Brazil. While we're here, apparently we've received some bids for players, including one for Nico Lopez, and wow, they really. He's got a release fee of 23. You're going to have to get a lot closer to that. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Right, okay, there we go. That's that taken care of. Cheeky wolves, cheeky wolves. Let's get straight into the match. It's Gremio versus Inter. It is a derby, as we've already mentioned. And look at that. Everybody full of beans and ready to go. No need to make any changes whatsoever, except that Antunes is going to get moved onto the bench because I'm not sure if I can trust Mailton. Right, let's crack on with this, and hopefully we can get something out of this game. As I mentioned before, it is a derby game, and Gremio are one of those teams that have actually given us issues in our time in South American football so far. So it's one of those games where we're going to have to be on our toes. Also, I don't think that our form coming into this has been particularly great. Yes, we've won the matches, but it's been a bit of a struggle, if I'm honest. And I don't like that because it makes me think that we've been relying on a little bit of fortune, and that fortune could end up abandoning us when we most need it. So anyway, let's get on with it. Everton on the ball for Gremio now. Plays it into Jean-Pierre Tardelli, who gave us all kinds of problems when we last played against this mob. Here's Lopez, wide out on the left-hand side. There's the overlap from Mailton. The ball's going to evade him, unfortunately. Donato pushing forward, trying to pin them back, force them into a long ball that we could pick up easily, but unfortunately it's not working out that way for us. And Gremio doing very well down this left-hand side. Mailton, Santos crosses it in, and Donato manages to pick up the loose ball, and away we go. And that through ball just a little bit lacking. Gremio pick it up in the midfield area, and again they're knocking it around very nicely. 1 and 2 touch football here, keeping us off the ball. Long ball forward, Schur's underneath it, gets his head to it, but Gremio are going to pick up the second ball. Lobbed forward again, and again they pick up the loose ball. Donato picks it up. Velasco into Hulimar, who plays it central to Guerrero. Guerrero looking for the return pass, can't quite find it, and it's lobbed forward. Iago tried the pass, didn't come off. Donato, he's a little bit late on that challenge. That could be trouble for him when the referee calls it back. He's allowed play to continue. Ball into the area, Schur's heads onto it. And it looks like a free kick has been given on the corner of the area. Doesn't matter how much you protest, it was a foul. See there quite clearly, and in fact I wonder if we're going to have a penalty given here. We're very fortunate not to. I think he was inside the area when he was made contact with, if I'm honest. Ooh, that's a tricky one for the goalkeeper. He does well to hang on to it. Here's Schurz out to Iago. Men ahead of him. Velasco Back to Iago. Played into the centre for Nonato. Carlos brings it forward. Here's a chance, Lopez, if he can find the right cross. Well, it was the right cross, but there was nobody getting onto it, unfortunately. The ball goes out of play into throw. Lopez does very nicely to turn on the ball. Finds a cross into the area. Hulimar can't get onto it. Juninho, Velasco, Rodriguez. Back to Nonato. Into Guerrero. Reverse ball. Lopez chance. Velasco. It's in. In to take the lead. Lopez very unfortunate with his first shot to get blocked by the keeper, but he was alert to the fact that he had a passing option and he used it. As you can see here, just passes it across the box and Velasco's there to tuck it away for the opener. Very nearly passing it back into the hands of the goalkeeper. And so off we go again. Inter now with a goals lead and potentially their tails up. Mailton is running with his man so he won't get beaten. Won't have a ball played over the top. And his teammates cover the players coming forward. It's pretty good defending as a team so far. Schurz into Iago. Oh, I tell you what, that's a dodgy tackle. That's a dodgy tackle. I don't care whether you get the ball or not. If you get the ball, you're taking the man out as well. That feels distinctly unfair. And I'm very happy to say that Lomba has made the save, picked the ball out. And Inter can continue. Nonato, nice pass through to Nonato. Ball into Guerrero, not accurate enough. That's good from Mailton. Free kick. Lopez just caught there as he was trying to play a ball through. It's a way out, but he's going to give it a crack. Oof, and it stings the hands of the goalkeeper. He was trying to put some outswing on the ball with the outside of his boot, and it's a very, very difficult skill. There's not many players that can take a free kick and retain the accuracy and power while trying to put outside spin on it. Carlos, one of those players that I could think of off the top of my head. Of course, that legendary free kick that he scored during the Tournoi de France just before France 98. Absolute belter of a free kick for anyone that remembers it. And if you don't, just look it up. It's an absolutely awe-inspiring piece of football. Some argue he was aided by a crosswind. I think he's just a special player. So there we go, the end of the first half. It's 1-0 to Inter. Everything pretty even, to be fair. Possession, number of fouls, number of passes. The only thing that's really one team getting away from the other is if you look at the number of shots taken. But I think that just points to the fact that Inter are a lot more better at using the ball in the final third than Gremio have been so far. I say so far because it's a game of two halves. As much as that's a cliche, it is true. So let's hope that Inter can keep it tight in this second half. That's nice. Oh, come on, referee. You've got to do something about these tackles. Mailton is a little bit sloppy on the ball there, and he's given away possession. Now Diego Carlos has given away a free kick in a reasonably dangerous area out on the wing. Inter have conceded from free kicks like this before. You don't like to see that. The player asking the referee where's the card. I thought that in itself was a bookable offence, but apparently not anymore. He's gotten away with it. Jean-Pierre over the free kick, whips it in, and it skies just over the crossbar. Inter fortunate. The player was giving it some there. He really did have a good run at it. Lomba moves it out to the right hand side. Here's Mailton. Inside to Diego Carlos, who plays it across to his partner Schurz. And Schurz is tackled there unfairly, the referee says. He's lucky to get away with that one. A little bit sloppy on the ball. Gremio are doing a very good job of pressing here. The man on the ball not given too much time to do anything with it. Lobbed over for Lopez, and it has to be headed behind for a corner kick. Whips into the box, everybody running at it. Carlos does a good job of dispossessing the player, but he can't win it for a second time. Rafael Fair lobs it forward, Schurz underneath it, wins the header. Velasco might not get onto this one. He doesn't. Maicon. Jean-Pierre. Schurz wins that one though. Guerrero being absolutely hounded there, and I do wonder if there was a foul tackle in amongst all of those. Mailton swings one in, takes a massive deflection. And Inter are able to retain possession, I should say regain possession. Here's Guerrero, his mass is out. Bends one from distance off the post, my word. What an effort that was. Mailton into Nonato. Lobs it forward towards Hulimar. Can't quite get anything on it. Gremio pick it up. And it's passed forward to Tardelli here. And it could be trouble for Inter. Velasco, though, gets a foot on the ball. And Guerrero unable to do anything with it. Unfortunately, he's just unable to get it out from under his feet. But Mailton wins the ball here before being taken down. Luckily, Nonato is alive to the situation, and he manages to retain the possession of the ball. Gremio starting to get unnecessarily rough now, I fear. Lopez lets it run. Pressure on the goalkeeper, clears it. Long, Schurz underneath. Head on the ball. Guerrero's the first man to it. Wins the free kick. Nonato, Mailton, lobbed into the centre. Guerrero looking to get onto it. Can't get anything on the ball. It's good pressure here. Group defending. And the danger is weeded out. Lomba has the ball. Just going to go to a slightly more defensive fullback at this point. And actually, I think Patrick for the goal scorer Velasco. Let's move him over, because Patrick for some reason feels like he plays better as the right-sided attacking midfielder, so I'm going to make that change as well. Here's Iago. Going to play it into the corner if we can. Can't quite manage it. Surely a foul. Referee says nothing wrong with it. Amazes me that the crowd can be right and the referee can be wrong so often. The AI obviously knows it's a controversial decision. Just going to put it out of play so that we can get the substitutions done. A rugby style move where we put it into deep territory of the opposition. Well, I say deep, we're about halfway into the opposition's half. We can put pressure on them from here though. Try to win the ball high up. And in the end, Gremio do the job for them. Here's Antunes, Lopez, Patrick. He'll hang on to that ball for fun. Ulamar whips it in. Guerrero underneath it. Can't quite get to it though. Rodriguez hunting the ball down. And that's it. Final whistle goes here. And Internacional, you can see what it means to the players as they walk away with a 1-0 victory over Gremio. The Gremio players are not happy. They know they'll be in for extra training in the morning after that one. It was a hard-fought game. Gremio did very, very well. But in the end, Inter did enough with this one goal from Velasco, thanks to the quick thinking of Lopez on the right-hand side. And that moment was enough to seal the game and seal 3 points for the league leaders. Velasco voted man of the match. 7.5, the goal scorer, so often the man of the match in these games. And it was true of that game as well. Diego Tardelli for the opposition, only getting a 4.5, largely anonymous today. Amazing that he could go from being such a thorn in the side to being largely forgettable. Here's the rest of the results from the Campeonato match day 12. Lots of goals being scored. And here is how the table stacks up. And you can see that Inter, although they do have the 4-point lead, they are far from running away with this. Only 18 goals scored in 12 matches, which if you compare it to the record of last season, I think you'd find that Inter were free scoring that year. Still not lost a game, but we will see how long that lasts. It's a competitive division, and Gremio, even though they're 14th at the moment, did push us at points. So we'll have to wait and see how things bear out for the rest of the season. But that's going to do us for another episode. I have no idea who will be playing when we return next time, but from me, for now, all it leaves me to say is thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.